Hi, my name's Tamzin and I'm recovering from being bullied. Joking, I'm fully recovered, I don't care anymore. Yeah, welcome back to another video of mine. Today we're doing a bullying story. But yes, I have been bullied ever since like the young age of 11, whatever. I kind of carried on when I started TikTok, but now look at me. Like, people are asking me for shout outs now who was rude to me, like, and notice this. Bye. I guess when I was 11 I was quite a annoying child, very annoying, and I guess I didn't really get on with a lot of people. In year 7 I kind of switched from group to group, like, you know, hopping, like, oh, can I join your group? Oh, I don't want to be in your group anymore. Oh, can I join yours? Don't want to be with friends anymore. So to start off with, I became friends with these two girls. They was known for obviously being a bit boisterous, like, as in like mouthy, and for some reason we fell out. Here is why I think I fell out with this group. Yeah, right, when you got a boyfriend you have friends, and you look at me, KK, and this is why I deleted you. So I think I was saying you have a boyfriend and you have friends, and basically maybe like she just stopped like hanging around with us as much. People just tend to ditch their friends. She goes to me, stop feeling sorry for yourself. And I said, oh my god, you don't know what's happened, so stop having a go. That's why I deleted you. And then she goes on to say, yeah, and you don't know how it feels for something happening in her family and you're just a beg. That's why you need to get a life. And she was like, I would say your life is near enough perfect compared to hers. Even though like they was both being rude to me when I was just explaining why I like deleted them, like, and the other girl goes to me, Tamzin, stop getting rude because you're going to get in a fight and guess who wins. And I was like, who, you? Because I don't care. She goes, me? And this stuff is really blurry, I'm so sorry. She put, now don't get effing rude. And the other girl went, because yeah, when I hit you you'll be knocked down, you midget. So they're threatening to hit me. I was literally like, I don't know, probably like 4 foot something at this age. I was tiny, I looked like a little boy. So yeah, that's kind of when it all started. Like, I've always been in bad friendship groups until now. Like, I have a really good friendship group. Then it gets worse from here. So obviously in year 7 I was very skinny, like there was nothing about me. I used to get called like surfboard, Chinese rat, pancake. My brother just said a Chinese rat because everyone used to say like I look Chinese and like, look like a rat, whatever. Like I had no chest or bum, and that I look like a boy. Yeah, there was a lot of things really, just commenting about my looks, which is not nice. I know a lot of people go through this, like, but then for the people that haven't been through this, it's very hard for them to understand like how you feel at that moment in time. Like, if you was to explain this to someone who hasn't been through this, they'd be obviously over sympathise, but they don't actually know what it's like to be picked on like quite badly. And then it must have been in like year 7 or year 8, there's a boy that, like, I don't know if he still lives there. He didn't live, like, he lives a couple rows down from me. I used to get the bus home and the bus would drop me off up there and he'd have to walk the same way down as me. Every day, every time I got off the bus, it would always be a physical altercation, meaning I would end up being hurt. This didn't happen once. I don't know how many times this happened. I know this happened quite a few times. And I know my dad went and spoke to him and was just like, can you not do it? Otherwise I'm just going to tell your mum and stuff. And then that day the boy come back, your dad threatened me. Even though he didn't, he just said that he was going to tell my mum. But he stopped after a while. But he was still like very rude and obnoxious towards me. Like, that's a form of abuse at the end of the day. Like, if someone's hitting me round the face for no apparent reason. Obviously I then formed a friendship group within my school, which is Sherwood, and there were 6 or 7 of us in this group. And one of the girls was very manipulative towards me. I was really good friends with one of the girls in the group, and then that kind of changed. Like, I was still friends with her, then I kind of became better friends with my, like, one of my best friends, Francis. And this girl didn't like it. She just, like, I don't know how to explain it, just like always trying to turn others against me. This group that she was friends with in Denmark did not like me. They were always against me. Like how my friend was dating someone and she went and met him behind her back, and we found this out, and obviously my friend was having an argument with this girl, and I was just like trying to stick up for my friend, and like this girl turned around and was rude to me, basically like just saying like I'm not involved, whatever. But like, when you're gonna go behind one of my friends back to see their boyfriend, then I'm gonna get involved because it's just wrong. It's like morally wrong. It must have been like year 10 or year 9. I can't even remember if it was year 11. Oh my god. So obviously you get a form tutor. Like this is when you come in the morning, you sit down, they take the register. There was a table of 6 on my table and it was me and this girl. Yeah, they just used to pick on you. They just made me feel like pure and they used to punch me. Like, jokey, punching. Like, it's funny. No, it's not. Like, it wasn't. Like, I'd come home with like bruises on my arm and everything. And the fact they'd just hit me and like slap me or like pinch as well. So they used to hit me a lot. It was very difficult. But I'm over it. And then this was year 10 as well. I used to see a boy. This is the first boy I've ever spoken to, like, holy grail. We was going out on a date to the cinema. He knew this. Apparently he wasn't allowed out of the house, but he still came. And so he brought his cards, and as he was paying, they was getting declined. Bearing in mind, my friends were also here with me. Like, it was like a group thing. And I only had a tenner. Like, I didn't really get much pocket money, and so I couldn't really afford to pay for him as well, because I literally just didn't have the money. I literally had £10 for myself to watch the film. And this girl who's in the group kindly like lent him the money, expecting it back. Like, it was £10. Like, she expected it back from him, and I think it must have been a couple weeks and he just wasn't giving the money. Like, she kindly paid for him and he wasn't paying her back. However, I got all the aggro, I got all the hate, because he's my friend. He was someone I was speaking to. It was for me to deal with rather than her and him, as if I was the one that actually just pretty much just stole her money. But no! No. So in this group chat, it was called Rockmelon. Don't know why it's called Rockmelon, but anyway, we was talking about going to a place called Blue Water, which isn't far from me. It's like a shopping centre, and this is like after the whole situation where he hasn't paid her. Like, he still hasn't paid her. The girl goes, who obviously didn't get paid, like, I would love to go, Bluey, but I'm afraid my mum won't give me any money due to someone, cough, insert the boy's name, cough, and her friend like done clapping arms, like, you know that. Well done. Preach, sis. Oh my god, like, I can't believe it. Like, those words you just spoken. Oh! And she then goes, sorry if I offended anyone. Oh wait, no, I don't actually care. Oh my god, that hit me. That hit me in the chest. That hit me just so badly. That I cried. No, I didn't. And her friend went, who the all cares if you did? Doesn't make sense. And then she put slay. Slay queen. Stop trying to guilt trip me here. Like, I don't care either. Like, this isn't to do with me. I did not borrow the money from you. Yes, I understand, like, if I borrowed the money from you, then we have a situation between us, but it's not between us. Like, don't bring it into my mind, thoughts, please. And another girl said, her name, I'm gonna insert a random boy's name here. Jonathan said he will pay for you. And that girl who said slay, when it's way more complicated than that, and I haven't said anything about it because the whole world was revolving around you as boy I'm speaking to. So don't you say shit about me unless you completely know it to be true, okay? And then someone else said, no, that's not fair, I actually can't stop crying. I don't know why this girl was crying, because it literally had nothing to do with her, which is really weird. And in the end, she couldn't actually go, and she was like, I've got Spanish enrichment, then I have to go home and cook. And then some girl randomly said, yeah, there is a problem, he's gonna get killed. Oh, so basically saying, this girl was saying she was gonna kill the boy, and the girl who needed the money, this is so confusing, I'm so sorry. She was just like, just forget about it, guys, I've had enough. I'll just have to explain to my mum. I was like, forget about it, bye. And he went, you sure? So in the end, they expected me to pay the money, and I ended up paying her the money because he wouldn't pay her, even though I wasn't even the one that borrowed the money. It gave me so much aggro for that. They hated it, whatever. Yeah, and then moving on to, like, I think it was like year 11 now. There was this girl who had a boyfriend, and I think she thought she might have been pregnant. I think she thought she might have been pregnant. She told, like, she was in the group, she told the girls, and the girls were just like talking about her behind her back, like pretty much just backstabbing and just taking the mick out of her for like possibly being pregnant. And I don't know who I mentioned it to. I must have said it to someone that they was being horrible, or I said it to the girl herself, and she then threatened to beat me up even though I was sticking up for her. And I was trying to tell her and she wasn't listening, so I got a text saying, oh, meet me downstairs.
So, you know, they could pick on me. You get me, I can't really say what they wanted to do.
And she had like the two girls I had an argument with in year 7 with her. She saw me at the top of the stairs, she was like taking them off, like earrings off, like stood there like cracking her knuckles. This girl who was at the top of the stairs stopped me and she said, you don't want to go down there, like threatening to beat you up. And I was like, oh, okay, well, where do we go from here then? And she was like, if you go down here, there's an exit at the bottom. Like, I went down one of the fire door exits, I escaped, and then I think I went to speak to the woman. I snitched. I snitched at the fact she wanted to beat me up. I was just actually being nice to her, like genuinely just trying to tell her that your friends, well, your friends are being horrible about you. I have to change my identity after this video. Hi, my name's Jackie. No, I don't know Tamzin. Who's Tamzin? Oh, isn't she that girl from TikTok? Yeah, she's cringe. Don't know who she is. When I was in year 11, this girl and her boyfriend broke up. It must have been like a month after they broke up, and I messaged him and she just wasn't having it. She just wasn't having it, and they just hated on me because I just sent a hello to this boy. They weren't having it. Every time they walk past me, they talk about me, I could hear them, like, you just know when they're laughing behind your head, like they sat behind you. No, stop it. Stop being childish. I think they walked past me, and they like barged me at one time, like bang! At the time I was eating a drumstick and I was just like, do you know what? Fed up. Yeah, I yanked the drumstick off and like sticky from the sweet, and I lobbed it at this girl's head and it just got stuck in her hair. And I was like, I had good aim. Obviously now coming up to the bit when I was taking my GCSEs, which is so weird. I don't know, in year 11 I'd always get this weird dirty look from this girl, just like really weird. I was just like, never spoken to her. She was in Ashdown, never spoken to her in my life. She was just giving me dirty looks all the time, constantly, like, no sis. Put your eyeballs back in your head. Stop staring at me. My actual GCSE. So she came in, yeah? Yeah, I'm sat here, this is my desk, and she comes walking in. She sat behind me because her last name begins with T as well, yeah? She's walking in. She shoves her desk into my back and sits down, shoves it more, pulls it into her right before my GCSE exam. So it's just gone like bang, like that. I'm like, wow! Oh, that clicked. Sis, what are you doing? What was the need for that? And then I think it was last day of school. Last day of year 11, I was waiting at the bus stop, waiting to go home. And then these girls call me over and I'm like, yeah. And then they go to me, did you call? I'm like, what? I was like, who's that? Because I didn't really know who it was. I was just like, who's that? And then they pointed to her and they went, her. We heard that you called her that. You was rude about her. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they was like, and she hates you because you stole her socks in PE. And I'm just like, hang on a minute. Like, I'm not even in the same part of her school, so like, because she was bottom set, I never actually had PE with her, and I was never in the changing rooms with like her year, like with her bottom set. So it was really confusing. I was like, I've actually never done anything to this girl, but she's got this grudge with me. And I was just like, what is going on? I was like, no, I didn't. Like, I don't even know who she is. And then my bus came, so I cuddled off to go get my bus. And then all of a sudden, I hear like, I can't even explain it. It was just like laughing and like screaming, and I can hear someone running up behind me.
YouTube doesn't actually want me to say this as it's quite severe, but basically I just got pushed around quite a lot and I ended up with bruises.
And everyone was just staring at me and no one was helping me, no one was stopping her. Like, and in the end I got up and I really just wish I turned around and like, but I'm not the sort of person to get in a fight. So I just stood up. I didn't look behind. I didn't want to look behind because I was just bawling my eyes out. I was just crying. I was in so much pain. And I got on the bus. And my friend who lives down the road from me, she like sat with me. It wasn't nice. I didn't really know what I've done to deserve that. I didn't do anything to deserve it. It got written on her record with the police, so that's probably on her criminal record or something like that. But it was a horrible feeling. And I know so many people go through this as well. Not necessarily being beaten up like I was, but still being called names is just as hurtful. You might not want to speak to someone about it, but it does. It makes you feel better because then someone's there to help you and guide you. Remember, school is a blip in your life. It's literally a blip. You're there for a few years and then you're gone. And you won't ever have to see those people again. And if so, just block them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to me. Bye.